After 2 months of going sideways, is Bitcoin finally ready to surge and break out of this boring range that we've been stuck in? In this video, we're going to talk about where I think the price of Bitcoin is going in the coming weeks, as well as some Ethereum news. We received a hack this week. Actually, a major amount of Ethereum was stolen from an exchange. I'm going to talk a little bit about that and where I think the market is going after such fear, uncertainty, and doubt is being injected into the market. So without further ado, let's jump on into the price of Bitcoin and the charts. So here we have Bitcoin on a daily time frame. As you can see, the range I'm talking about is this upper line in yellow and this lower line. And we have just been consolidating within this range after going essentially quite vertical. We've been stuck in this range for, let's see, 1, 2, almost 3 months now. So what can we gather from this range other than what I previously discussed, which is essentially long this bounce zone and short this rejection zone? We actually did achieve our long position here. We wicked down into the zone, and so far we're holding support, but we're going to go into a little bit smaller time frames to kind of see where potentially price could go from here, because right now there's not a lot of things showing a bias, showing potential direction. So right now we have volatility measured by the BBWP, which is an indicator that I like to use on TradingView. It essentially tells you once you get volatility expanding off these extreme lows are marked by these blue vertical bars. Once you get that expansion, you usually get a large or volatile move in price. So we need to determine whether or not it's up or down. Right now RSI is sitting at my neutral zone, so again, you don't really have any direction bias on the daily time frame. You're just within this range, and we are long because we longed our bounce zone here. We took liquidity from this wick. So jumping down to a 4-hour time frame to see if we can spot anything that's gonna kind of throw our opinion to the upside or to the downside. So as you can see on the 4-hour, we actually are acting in a tighter range here, I would say. You could even draw kind of a few more trend lines just to tighten up your scalp range if you are day trading this. This is where I've been essentially very profitable for the last 3 weeks. Knock on wood, I have not closed in loss any trade yet, so this range has been very good to me on the 4-hour. And now on Bitcoin, we did receive this buy in our long zone here. And essentially why this was a buy, and this range backs it up, is you have a range, you have price trying to break the range, you have it back testing and then closing immediately back inside the range. When this happens, that's called deviation, and you usually, the next move or the trade off deviation would be to long it until the previous highs, which is exactly what we got. Then I was actually expecting a breakout here on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, we got the Ethereum hack right at this 4-hour candle that my cursor's on. We got the news of the Ethereum hack, and just essentially FUD just dumped the market hard and fast right back down to the bottom side of the range. It, however, did not invalidate our trade. It did not invalidate these lows or take these lows. So we're still in that long position and essentially still inside this range. So if you are looking for a few scalps or day trades, essentially you're still longing the bottom, shorting the top, waiting for a breakout. And what do I mean by breakout? How do we get some kind of confirmation of that? We want price to come up, close above this line, back test it, and then carry on. When you get this back test and a bounce, that's validating that you're breaking out of the structure and you're continuing. And this, of course, can essentially come back down and do the opposite. That back test is what you want to see happen if you're going short outside of this range, because I really do not recommend going short at the bottom of the range or going long at the top of the range, which is what a lot of traders do, and they get caught off guard by such deviation, because essentially when the price goes below the range, everyone is going short. those shorts get pushed up, get liquidated, it goes back inside the range and takes the range highs. So enough of that deviation play. In Bitcoin, essentially we're just holding longs, looking to go higher. Hopefully we get this breakout, and then from there tackle 100K next. So what coincides with the whole video title surge is that we have this RSI that's been, this BBWP, this volatility measure that's been compressing for so long that it's very much due to breakout. Whether it happens this week or the next week, we're going to get quite an extensive move, and that's where I think we close above the range or below the range, and that is your confirmation to go short or long in this market. We're already long based off our bounce zone, so we're going to hold that position for now. Just going to jump. I think that's all I want to talk about for Bitcoin. We're going to jump to Ethereum now and check out what we can see on the chart. So Ethereum I actually really like right now, and that's because everyone and their dog thinks it's dead. And usually when people start losing faith in a certain project, and I don't mean every project, I mean, Ethereum's like one of the OGs. It's the second highest market cap coin. So when people start losing faith in something of such a high market cap, to me, that's a perfect time to start entering the market, because if price starts to rally here, it's going to take everyone off guard, and we are going to run higher and higher because FOMO is going to cause people to buy in late on such an asset. So Ethereum here, we're just going to mark off again the same thing that we did with Bitcoin, we can do with Ethereum. So kind of using this first initial breakdown point, and where we rallied up from that breakdown point and got rejected, that's where I'm drawing my first trend line. And then my second one essentially is just looking for the lowest closure level, which is here. So we can draw another horizontal line off that closure, and that is the acting range for Ethereum. And what's very interesting about Ethereum is that we did have a breakout and deviation, and again, this is exactly where the news came in that Ethereum wallet was hacked for 1.4 billion roughly. Price came down hard, and then look at this volume signature on the chart. I absolutely love this for a trade. We came down to the lows, tested the lows, we had buyers step in, we had a lot of volume step in, and we couldn't actually push lower, even with this horrible news that Ethereum has been hacked. A lot of money has been stolen. Price still couldn't push through this range and go lower. This is extremely bullish in my opinion to buy on such a candle as this. However, I don't trade on weekends, so personally I did not take the long here. I took the long just recently when we have this breakout and back test occur on the 4-hour time frame. So exactly what we drew on Bitcoin, we had a run up, a breakout, we came back down, back tested, up we go. Now we should clear these highs and go for this breakdown level up here, which would come in around 3,000. And 3K is a nice round number. So essentially this week's play for Ethereum is just longing from this current level to around 3,000, which is around a 6.5–7% gain. So with 10x leverage, you can do the math. That's a quite nice win that we're looking forward to this week. So that's the plan. Make sure you plan ahead, because if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So this is what we have in store for Ethereum. And one final thing before this video gets too long, I do want to talk about Ethereum versus Bitcoin, or BTC versus ETH rather. So we're going to pull up this chart. If you're not familiar with the Bitcoin versus Ethereum chart, it's basically measuring which asset is performing better. So I like to look at this on a larger time frame. Obviously, Bitcoin is doing better than Ethereum this cycle. It doesn't take any genius to figure that one out. However, with this massive wick forming, it does look like we have received a top in the BTC versus Ethereum pairing, meaning Ethereum should outperform Bitcoin from here on. And now this doesn't necessarily mean that Ethereum is going to skyrocket to new all-time highs. It just means that if we are going downtrending, Bitcoin is going to bleed heavier than Ethereum. And if we are going to trend upwards, then Ethereum is going to outpace BTC and other assets, like say Solana as well. If you look at ETH Solana pairing, I'm not going to bring up that chart, but it also looks similar to this. It looks like Ethereum is going to break out and be the leader in the market if we get the bounce to the upside on Bitcoin, which is what I'm hoping for in the coming weeks. So I just want to take a second to say thank you for everyone who's subscribed to the channel. If you're new here, I'd like to talk a lot about just my trade journey and make videos about Bitcoin price action and potential trades that we can take. So if you like the content, please subscribe. If you find anything valuable in this video, leave a comment. If you want to see something new in the next video, drop a comment too. And I will be sure to answer everything and get back to you. So again, appreciate everyone that's new to the channel. Anyone watching who hasn't seen my shorts, go check those out. I'm filming those daily now. Really appreciate the love I'm getting for those. It essentially just kind of showcases my computer setup. And eventually I'll do a video for that as well, so you guys will be able to check all out what I got going on. So anyway, without further ado, good luck this week. Much love. Peace out.